വരയ്ക്കാൻ അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഒരാൾ വരയ്ക്കുന്നത് കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ഒരു ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റിനെ കണ്ടു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ആരാധനയാണ് അവരോട്. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ കാണാൻ പോകുന്നത് അങ്ങനെ ഒരാളെയാണ്. വെരി ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റിംഗ് പേഴ്സൺ. ഒരു ലേഡിയാണ്. ആരാന്ന് കണ്ടു നോക്കൂ. സിംഗപ്പൂർ ചോയ്സിൽ ഇന്നത്തെ നമ്മുടെ അതിഥി ഡോക്ടർ പ്രേമ രാഘവൻ ഗിൽബർട്ട്. ഡോക്ടറാണ്, ആർട്ടിസ്റ്റാണ്, അങ്ങനെ ഒട്ടേറെ ഡെസിഗ്നേഷൻസ് ഉള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. മാമിനോട് കൂടുതൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചറിയാം. ഹായ് മാം.
ഹായ്, നൈസ് ടു മീറ്റ് യു.
മീ ടു. ആദ്യം തന്നെ മാമിൻ്റെ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട്, മാമിൻ്റെ ഹിസ്റ്ററി ഒന്ന് പറയാമോ?
ഐ എം ആക്ച്വലി സിംഗപ്പൂരിയൻ ബൈ ബർത്ത്. എൻ്റെ അമ്മയും അച്ഛനും കണ്ണൂർക്കാരാണ്. I was born here, brought up here, educated here, and I went to Madras Medical College for my medicine. And then much later, I did a master's in public health from Boston University, and then got a doctorate from Exeter University in England. And my focus of my studies was public health. So I'm a public health specialist by training, with a special interest in quality of care, both assessment and management. So it was in that capacity I worked in many, many parts of the world.
You have traveled so many countries, right? So can you share that experiences with us?
After doing my MPH from Boston University, I was hired as Director of Medical Services for Pathfinder International, which is a Boston-based NGO, international NGO. And Pathfinder works in many, many countries all over the world.
What all recognition you've got and awards?
Well, for my public health work and international development work, Boston University had given me a Distinguished Alumni Award. I think that was in 1989, I think. Anyway, you can do a Google search and you can see exactly which year. As for the Distinguished Alumni Award for International Development Work, which was, I felt very honored, because that was the first time they were giving Distinguished Alumni Awards for the Boston University alumni. They gave 2 that year. One was for international work, for which I was honored, and the other one was for a lady who was doing domestic, the US-based work.
Other than your profession, what all are the other hobbies that you have?
I'm not sure I can call it a hobby because it's more a passion to me. Soon after I retired from the UN and I came back home, I had been away, for many, many years, just making short holidays and just visiting. But the first time I was really back home, I think I realized that I was driving everybody nuts at home. Because I came home and I was throwing everything away. I was cleaning up the house. My mother wouldn't talk to me for 3 months. And so I decided I better do something to keep out of everybody's hair. So I went to attend art classes. And I attended art classes with a wonderful local Singapore artist called Mr. Wee Shu Leong. And I attended classes with him for 5 years. And after that, I have had a number of solo shows. And my very last show was actually, I think in July, at Gardens by the Bay as part of the Singapore Garden Festival. And I think sometime in this year, I've also developed another passion, which is making fashion jewelry. And I'm attending classes too at JDMIS, which is in Beach Road, short hours. And I've learned so much, and I've had shows, and I've had, the last time they had the Singapore International Indian Shopping Festival, which was at Suntec City. I took a booth and I sold a number of my works, my necklaces and earrings and stuff. So I've had a fun life. I can't complain.
Can you say about the paintings that you do?
I used to work in oils, but I found that it doesn't quite suit my personality because it takes a long time. Those of you who paint know that oils take a long time to dry, right from the inside. And I like to work very fast. When I feel like I want to paint something, it's in my head, I conceptualize it for quite a while. And then once I get going, I really like to work very, very fast. And so it suits my personality of working very fast because those of you who work in acrylics know that acrylics dries very fast. So that has been my medium of choice for the last, let me say, 8 years, maybe 8, 9 years.
Which is your personal favorite painting?
Actually, of my personal favorites, it's difficult for me to say because I'm evolving as an artist, and every time I decide to do something for a show, I have a personal favorite. And then, but I can remember there's one that I had done, which I called Intrigue. Those of you who have my website can go look at it. And it sort of is like a big splash of color where you have the feeling that a little bee is going into the center of the flower. And I love that painting so much that the first few times that I showed it, I didn't want anybody to buy it, so I set the price very, very high for such a small painting. And then, you know, now maybe I have to rethink since I've had it for about 10 years. I still enjoy the painting. Maybe I...
Ma'am, when did you realize that you can be an artist or you are able to paint?
I never knew I could paint all the years until I started attending art classes. And I think a lot of the credit for that goes to my teacher, because he's able to extract the best in you and to show you all the basics. Because in hindsight, I think a lot of that was not having the right guidance. So if you have an excellent teacher, I think there's nothing you cannot do to build your self-confidence, your skills, your knowledge. So I would say I started knowing I could paint was after I was 60. So that's the honest answer.
What are the challenges that you have faced throughout your journey?
I think I'm now almost 74. So you can see I was about the first of the Singapore-born Indian generation. It means we are born in Singapore of Indian parents who came from overseas. And so a lot of the values of the community, the Malayali community, were very much what it was, I think, at that time in India. And so the girls are expected to behave in a certain way. So I think I had a lot of culture clashes at that time because fortunately I have very, very supportive parents who trusted me implicitly. And as the eldest in the family, you always have an extra burden that you have to set the good example. So that was a big task. And I think I broke a lot of the rules, like, you should be home by 6 o'clock. And the thing is, gosh, why should you be home by 6 o'clock? What is it that you can do only after 6 that you cannot do before 6? So my parents gave me that kind of freedom and helped to mold me into who I am today. Somebody very self-confident, somebody who can travel alone, go anywhere, go to the worst possible countries in the world where there's so much of danger, and still come out quite okay. And they gave us how would I say, because my father was educated, my mother was also educated, so it's like they valued education. They really pushed all of us to really be the best that we can be, both on a personal level as well as. But the community, there were some who were supportive, there were some who were very, very, they didn't approve. They thought, being a girl, by the time I was 21, I should be married off or something like that. But no, that was not for me.
ഇനി മാമിനോട് മലയാളത്തിൽ ചോദിക്കാം. മാമിൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ മാം എടുത്ത ഒരു ബെസ്റ്റ് ഡിസിഷൻ, മാം ഒരു ഡിസിഷൻ എടുത്തിട്ട് I was right എന്ന് തോന്നിയ ഒരു ഡിസിഷൻ എന്തായിരുന്നു?
That I can say quite clearly. എൻ്റെ ഭർത്താവിനെ കല്യാണം കഴിക്കുന്ന ആ ഡിസിഷനാണ് ബെസ്റ്റ് ഡിസിഷൻ ever. I married when I was 45. And he is such a wonderful, loving, caring person who is very supportive of what I do. He understands, the nature of my work and what is important to me. And he's let me develop and grow. And, I can be away for 3 weeks. I can be away for 3 months. And when I come home, I don't find him with a long face or sulking like some husbands may do. Instead, we have a lot to discuss and talk. And, he's always helped me to grow. And he's taken very good care of my mother when I was away. So, other best decision ever.
മാമിന് പ്രേക്ഷകർക്ക് കൊടുക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു മെസ്സേജ് എന്താണ്?
Well, what I would say is, since my retirement, I have found art, I have found jewelry making. So I would tell everybody, never think you're too old to learn anything new. That is absolutely the best message I can give anyone. Never, never be too harsh on yourself and say, oh, I'm so old, I cannot learn, I'm not so fast, I'm this and that. No, you can. You can do it. You may be a little bit slower than the others, but you can do it. And you can do beautiful things with your life. So don't be discouraged. You can do it. Remember, if I can do it, you guys can do it too.
കുറേ നേരം കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നു. ഒരിക്കലും കോൺഫിഡൻസ് കളയരുത് എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഒരു പാഠം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മാമിന്റെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. നമുക്ക് കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞു തന്നു. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച് മാം.
Oh, not at all. It's my pleasure.
I really had a great time.
Thank you.